Hi there, I'm Tish.
I'm Lily.
And together we are
Haunted Housewives.
So today, we each want to give you 2 reasons to visit
Nightmare Cleveland.
Which is, surprise, in Cleveland.
What?
It's in Cleveland.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's in the name. Nightmare Cleveland. Though, I mean, Nightmare Cleveland, it has nothing to do with, the Browns losing or any other Cleveland-based nightmares you might think of. Nightmare Cleveland is a single theme, fairly large, fairly new haunted attraction. And we have reasons that you should go there.
Yep, we do. And one of them being that it is, if you like the haunted attractions that are completely immersive, one theme, this is for you. The whole thing, you will always think you're in some sort of, you're at biotech industries, and that's literally where you are.
Yeah, the idea behind this haunt is that you are in a scientific medical research facility where some bad things have happened, and you're intruding, you're touring, your role changes a little bit depending on who's talking to you.
Yeah. And I don't know if we started that, because we walked in saying we're here for a tour, but I don't know if somebody else said tour or, but that's how I felt.
But it is one theme, end to end, and it takes that theme and teases it out as far as it can go. Yeah.
There is no place you will go or look that will take you out of that. You are completely immersed in that. The people are acting according to their character. Right. You're going to have people who work for biotech industries, and at the very beginning, they're sort of welcoming, sort of a little bit like, what are you doing here? But okay,
right.
We're having some problems. Like
we're so sorry you're visiting us on a day when everything's going to hell, pretty much literally.
Yeah. They're very corporate. They're very, kind of Disneyland.
Yes, but, the first 2 people we met, the first guy was very officious. He just wanted to get rid of us, wanted to get us into the facility, go. Whatever we were there for. He was done. He had bigger problems on his mind. And the first woman that we met was this very cheerful, Midwestern, upbeat. Everything's great. We're so happy you're here. I'm not sure why you're here, but we're happy. Yep. As alarms are going off and sirens are blaring and announcements are playing over the PA that are becoming distorted, and you hear things happening off in the facility that let you know all is not well.
Not going well. And there's scientists and professors, and there's people turning into things. And there's things that you would see in a lab, in a facility that was doing testing. I mean, honestly, the very first person we met was Professor Fink.
Yes.
In line. And he's doing a little bit of research, checking you out,
Professor Fink is clearly looking for new research subjects. He's trolling the line, looking for people who are willing to be part of his experiments, or maybe not even willing, but just fit his research profile. Yeah, he'll tell you, science requires failure. You need failures to move forward.
And it's like that the whole way through till the very, very end.
So my top reason for visiting this is going to overlap with yours, because I think one of the reasons you should visit this place is realism. And when we're doing these little conversations, I try not to talk about other haunted attractions, but you should know Nightmare Cleveland is from the same creative minds who came up with Chippewa Lake Slaughterhouse. Hopefully we will be going to Chippewa Lake very soon, but if you know it, It is highly realistic. It is an abandoned, haunted slaughterhouse in a meat packing plant. Mm-hmm. And everything you see there fits in with that theme.
Right.
It's very realistic.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of machinery that you would find in a meat packing plant. Right. It's people that would work there. Mm-hmm. When these same people announced that they were doing Nightmare Cleveland with a science fiction theme, my initial thought was, how are they going to do that?
Right.
How do you do a hyper-realistic science fiction themed haunt?
Yeah.
And what the answer is, they do that very well. They have managed to create what looks like a, biotech research facility, a medical facility, in the bottom of a furniture store.
Right.
It's in the basement of Value City Furniture. Yeah. And they've created something that looks like a medical facility. There are laboratories, there are offices, holding pens for the things research. They've experimented on, for the things they're about to experiment on.
Some have gotten loose.
Yeah.
Some of the larger things have gotten loose.
But it's not... It's not
full of syringes.
Lots of syringes
are your thing.
Lots of gore. It's very bloody.
Very bloody.
Gruesome, but you're not going to see anybody in like a shiny alien costume with a big head running around. They have decided, and I say this as if I have read their minds, but they have thought about what the results of some of this research would look like. And their scientists are researching mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
They're researching insects. They're researching animals.
Yep. The plants.
And plants. So you run into the results of that research.
Exactly.
And the whole building looks old. It does not look like...
No,
1970s, 1980s strip mall. No. It looks like an old research facility. It's
down to all the little details.
Grimy.
Like the floors.
Yeah, you pointed out.
Like the floor, the tile
the tile
floors.
is broken.
Yeah.
The tiles have been broken. There are holes in the wall. It looks like something has punched through the wall.
Yeah.
It looks like an old research facility. So if you want something that feels as real as possible.
Yep. I know.
Nightmare Cleveland.
Yep. So my next reason, I feel like we've been talking about this the whole time. If you like sci-fi, if that's your thing. To be honest, when we first heard about it coming out, we were like, I don't know. Neither one of us, we watch movies and stuff, but we're not, neither one of us are.
I jeopardized a friendship. I jeopardized a friendship over my opinions of sci-fi horror, because I had a friend who thought that Alien was the absolute 100% scariest movie she had ever seen. And I said, it's really well done. The jump scares are effective, but I'm not haunted by it. I don't walk out of the theater thinking, oh no, Mama Alien's going to come for me. And she got so mad at me. She said, I feel sorry for you. Lack of imagination. But I couldn't imagine myself, working on a garbage scow in outer space.
Right.
Nightmare Cleveland
has changed our minds.
Absolutely. It is scary. It is scary AF.
Yes. Yes, it is very, very scary, whether you are into sci-fi or not, because we were not. And they
it
blew our minds with what they did and how we felt when we were in there.
It does. There are parts of it that feel very Lovecraft, that feel very much like Reanimator or somebody who's working with dead tissue. But if you like science fiction horror, if you're already there, you're going to
love this.
You're going to love this place, because it does end to end that one theme very well, and you will not run into anybody. As Lily was saying, you're not going to run into anybody who doesn't belong there.
Right.
You're not going to run into, Freddy Krueger suddenly. You're not going to run into a clown. You're not going to run into, though I could see them working in some kind of. I'm thinking about this.
We could make it work.
We could see them working in some sort of vampire type creature with the experiments, but you're not going to see anything that doesn't look like the scientist, the staff, the result of an experiment.
Anyone who would be there in that moment of time.
The hapless test subject who can't get away.
That's us.
That's us. That's definitely us. One of the things that helps this is my second reason for visiting Nightmare Cleveland, and that is the production values. The production values at this place are just off the charts.
Yes.
Makeup is great. Effects are great. Sets are great.
Yeah. They've thought of everything.
I don't want to say polished because it doesn't
look
I know.
I know.
But.
Yeah. It's like, because some of the rooms you can see through to the other. And it's never without something is happening in that room. They're very, very aware. There are people coming, and no matter, even if I'm doing something else, I'm going to do something. We had a doctor, she turned around slowly and started walking towards us with a syringe or something. But we weren't even in her room. Needles. We were, coming through a different room.
But you can see the danger. You can see the danger from rooms away.
Right.
And you know what's coming. It's like the experience of watching a horror movie when you see certain setups, when you see somebody in extreme close-up and there's a door. You know there's something behind the door and you can't stop what's going to be on the other side of it. That's how Nightmare Cleveland stages their scares. Some of them you can see coming. Literally, you can see them yards away, rooms away. Doesn't stop them from coming.
No. And scaring you.
Yeah.
Like you will still be startled by it. They will still do something else.
And this is also one of a handful of places that has the sounds and the effects.
Oh yeah.
Or the sounds and the actions coordinated.
Yes.
So someone will, or something more likely, will jump out at you and there will be a sound
to it. Yeah.
Or there will be a music or sound cue that sounds like it's building up to something. And it is.
Yeah. Right.
It is.
Yeah. But it makes your body react too. When you hear those sounds, you're like, oh my God.
It's just very, very technologically adept, very, like you were saying, well thought out. Nothing is just kind of by accident.
No. Every single little piece of that was thought about.
Yeah. The bloodstains on the wall, the broken tile on the floor, the little wires sparking as they hang out of the walls of the ceiling.
The holes are super creepy.
Yeah.
Those like something blasted through, but definitely wasn't like a weapon. Yeah. It was definitely like a creature. Something blasted through that wall.
Yeah. And they
do so realistic,
and they do gore really well.
They do.
If you're a gore hound, this is a great place. There are piles of guts and blood on the floor, sprayed on the walls. And the other thing is, going back to my first point about the realism. Even the creepy stuff you see, even the monsters and creatures you see. Are within the context of these scientific experiments.
Right. And they look like how they would look if that happened.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just, we threw this costume together and that'll work fine. That'll be fine for that thing. Yeah.
No, you'll see people who have experimented on themselves. And they'll have,
they try
pincers or different body parts. It just, it's upsetting. In the best way. So, those are our reasons to check out Nightmare Cleveland. If you go, let us know. And we hope you have a wonderful time. And we hope that you manage to escape Dr. Fink and the other scientists. Bye.